We have breaking news out of Iceland, where FFP strugglers Grindavik have announced the £3.5 million signing of Greek defender Oristas Plemenis. Manager Aussie Villain had this to say just moments ago. I nailed the pronunciation of that defender. Now, I know what you're all thinking. We can't afford this, but don't worry, it's all paid for. The chairman accepted a £20 million bid for Degen, so, we had money to spend. So, I'm going to have to take this, I'm really sorry. Hello? Mr. Chairman? Yeah, mate, yeah, I'm doing the presser now. Yeah, the deal is done. Degen is staying. But we needed that fee to pay for this.
Syngur saman til sigurs hrópum áfram Grindavik og ég veit við fagnum hér í dag.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on the Impossible Dream. It is season 13, episode 3. Today we have the Gags going out in the quarter-final of the Icelandic Cup, and then depending where fixtures fall, it would all likelihood be a league game. I think it's against Vikingur at home, which might actually be a league record attendance. We'll have to see when we get to it. But the good news, you will see behind my head, we have the green flag of progress under financial fair play. Now, a big part of that is the sales of Conde, of Stanijevic, and of Astadi went through, and that was okay. That we were allowed to continue. So we are currently looking okay. We are currently projected to be okay. So that should all be okay. Now, the other bit of drama that we had, as you've just heard, is that the chairman accepted a bid for Degen. So, club captain, obviously, but it was 20 million. I was trying to get a bit of an upsell there. You can see in the end, he's on 92 grand a week. To be honest, I probably would have accepted the 20 million myself, just because I think it's the wages are what I think is dragging us down right now. So, just to get that off the books, I was willing to sell him for that. Should I have accepted Real Madrid's 35 million or whatever it was last season? In hindsight, yes, but at the time I didn't want to do it, so I don't regret not doing it, but in hindsight I probably should have. But we have like a German international centre back. You can't just get rid of those willy-nilly. You've got to try and hang on to them when you've got them. So yeah, that happened. It's okay in the end, but we had already signed his replacement. And this is more of a long-term replacement, more so than sort of an instant replacement. But this is him here, Plemenios, I think is how I will say that. 18-year-old Greek defender, promising centre-back. We actually played against him when we played AEK in the Champions League last season, which is how that's how we discovered him. But there is a lot to like about him. Really good positioning, good vision and passing, so that he's a ball-playing centre-back. He can play full-back, but that's not what he's here to do. The obvious problem is marking. I'm hoping that having such a good positioning attribute will help mask the marking. We can obviously work on marking with him as well, and he's 18. He will get better at that as he goes, but I think there's a very, very useful player there. I really, really do. So we ended up paying, I think it was 3.5 for him. And that was just sort of a flat fee, no add-ons or anything like that. So I like him. Like I say, he's not one for this season. He'll play this season, but he's not a Degen replacement for this season. But yeah, I think there's a good player there. Good leadership as well. So we could sort of replace Degen in a leadership role as well, albeit we're talking down the line again. So yeah, that is the transfers that we've done permanently. We did do a loan signing as well. And this is him, Felix Carlson, on loan from AC Milan. Now, the loan in its entirety will cost us just under £2 million. But what I'd like about him, I wanted another left footer, because if we're going to, well, specifically when we play sort of the diamond in midfield with the two Mazzellas, I wanted a left-footed player. Now, Jonsson was playing there last year, but Jonsson with no Conde is likely going to have to play as the deep line playmaker. So I wanted a left-footed midfielder that could come in and do that role for us. Now, with vision of 18, good technique, good passing, good first touch, not the worst crosser of the ball either. you know, there is a lot to like about him coming in and doing a really good job in that specific role. But he could also just fill in just generally if we, you know, in a midfield role. We needed extra depth in central midfield. So this is the guy that's going to come in and try and do it for us. Now, he has been sort of around a little bit on loan since he's joined Milan. He was at PSV, didn't really play there, but he did play last season in the Championship with Bristol City and did okay. He did do okay. Obviously, there's a big difference between the Championship and the Champions League, and hopefully he'll be able to come up and make that difference with us. But previously at Malmo, he possibly would have played in the Champions League at Malmo as well. Not 100% sure about that, though. But anyway, that is the other signing that we have done. Now, we do have 2 games to catch you up on as well, both in the league. First one against newly promoted Leicester. Huel's error gifted Leicester an early lead. But Milosevic crossed for Baltinson to quickly have us level. And Baltinson's second made it 2-1 at half-time. Before Volpez crossed for Beyonce to seal the win. So it was a really, really scrappy performance from us. We did deserve to win the game. Obviously, the error at the start just kind of summed it up, to be honest. It wasn't a great performance from us, but we dominated. And if you just looked at the match stats, you would never know that it was a scrappy game. But we really, it wasn't great from us, if I'm being completely honest. It really wasn't. The other game to catch you up on was against, now I've been told I'm pronouncing this incorrectly. Surprise, surprise. Fiona, we'll go with that. Beyonce slipped in Baltinson to give us the lead. Baltinson found Bakali unmarked to thump in our second. And Milosevic's volley made it 3-0 at half-time. So the artist formerly known as Folgner is who we're playing here. What about the finishes? Bakali and Milosevic, 2 very, very sweetly struck balls. We were brilliant in the first half, and then we just kind of took second half off. We did make a couple of subs, bring some young players on and that sort of thing. But yeah, we really, I mean, you can see from the XG tracker, look at that. We really didn't do anything in the second half. So that was, in a way, disappointing. But ultimately, when you've won the game, you've won the game. So there's no need to stress. League table, very quick update. And once again, we've dropped points, of course, with that draw to whoever it was against. I forget now. It would have been IA, was it? Or I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. 25 points, 25 goal difference. And it's all looking very, very good for a 11th or 12th or whatever it is league title in a row. But anyway, we are here for the Gags and to play in the Cup today. And it is IBV of the First Division that we are facing away from home, which always makes it a little bit more tricky than it otherwise could have been. But let's have a look here. We're expecting a 4-3-3 out of them, the same formation that we typically play. And this is the team that we're sending out. It is Rafferson in goal. It is Mortensen filling in at left back. Harman Yarsson, go with that, playing centre back. He's still got fairly high potential, so we're going to keep giving him game time where we can. Unison and Snyder will be the back 4. It is Arneson, Turpitson and Allmarkson, Medina, Jofferson and Baltinson will be the front 3, and as ever, we've got some good young players on the bench as well, that if the opportunity arises, we will give some game time. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. I don't recognise too many names. This Charlie Klellman has been there for ages. We tried to sign him when we were still in the second tier. That's how long he's been around Icelandic football for. Let's stick to the game plan. Be patient. It should absolutely be fine. We should have absolutely no problem beating IBV, though I think they were relegated last year, so they're not that long ago a Pepsi League side. And here we go. So, yeah, apologies there was no episode. This episode should have come out on Thursday. Obviously, it's coming out today. Yeah, my wife just had a bit of a late night at work, so I didn't have a chance to get everything recorded and edited to get it out ready for Thursday, as it should have been. But yeah, like I said before, the kind of the idea of having it scheduled Monday to Thursday is that if we have a day like that during the week. See, Trigson, is that... I think he used to be with us, didn't he? He's a Gag. Sig Trixon, I'm almost positive. Curiosity's going to kill the cat here. No, it's not the same Sig Trixon. Oh, it's a different one. Well, there you go. So never mind. Yeah, so the plan is that, you know, if something happens during the week, because I do want to try and make sure we're still getting at least 4 episodes out a week, because we need to obviously, you know, get as many seasons done as we can. Because it takes a while to win the Champions League with an Icelandic team if we ever get to do it at all. Here we go with Snyder, Arneson, Ormarkson. Turpinson has done well. I think Boughton's offside. It doesn't matter because it's hit the post, but he was offside. He was expecting the pass from Ormarkson, wasn't he? Like usually arrives pinpoint accuracy. Come on. All right, here we go with Snyder. Turpinson. Unison. Arneson. To Harmajason. Gets it forward. Ormarkson's onside. He's come from deep. And that is a really, really good goal from Damien Ormarkson. Boughtonson might have been offside again. And to be honest, it's one of those that if he is offside, which he may not be, he may have played him on. But it's one of those where I think it should be given offside because he is clearly distracting the defence if he's there. You know, you don't know if he's onside or not because he is, or he was behind them as well. So, doesn't matter though. It's been given. It's Ormarkson's goal, and it is 1-0. And it's Harmajason that has got the assist as well. So nice to see our young centre-back chipping in at the other end as well. Jofferson picks out the run of Boughtonson. Boughtonson will do well from there, and he found the target. But goalkeeper was covering his near post well. Turpinson now with a corner. It is... Oh, it's another good save from the goalkeeper, Boughtonson. And his attempts to keep it in has given away a goal kick. So 1-0 at the break. I mean, we've dominated. They've not really been involved in the game in an attacking sense. But it is certainly not done and dusted, this one, is it? Let's hope second half we can go out there and score nice and early and start to put the game to bed. If you are wondering too why Turpinson is playing all of these games, he is still in the dressing room. I can't remember if I don't think he's a team leader anymore, but he's still highly influential, and I think he might be, dressing room wise, the most oh, that's a red card. Mortensen. That's going to be interesting on the Discord because usually Mortensen is giving Turpinson a lot of attention for his tackling, but that might be one coming back the other way there. So what we will do, I think what we'll do, we'll bring Gisrasen on for Arneson. Harmajason can play left back, and we'll just drop Gisrasen in there, and we'll play a man short in midfield. I think that makes the most sense. But yeah, Turpinson is the most influential in the dressing room of the Gags, perhaps Rafferson and Boughtonson aside. But I just like to have that influence in midfield, even though there are probably at this point, technically anyway, better midfielders that we could play. I just feel like he adds something in there for us to, starting with what is ultimately, for the most part, a very young team. Here we go. Can he show? Oh, it's a good ball for Medina. It is. Oh, it's a wonderful goal. It's a shame that the Medina cross didn't get through cleanly, or else it would have been a goal of the season contender. But it was just picking them apart, even with a man down. Turpinson, nice run forward. Lovely little ball through, sucked in two defenders. And Turpinson, Medina found Boughtonson, and Boughtonson couldn't miss. So really, really good. That's a good team goal, that one. So at 2-0, do we feel comfortable? Probably not with 10 men to start making some changes, as Medina does brilliantly again. The one thing I would like to do is Medina's sort of backup, the other Arneson that's come through and is a fairly promising right wing. I wouldn't mind giving him a bit of game time as we find Ormarkson down. Ormarkson, it's bouncing around in there. Here we go with Medina, though, a little bit of space. Turpinson's free. Turpinson. Whoa, it's so unlucky from Turpinson and Boughtonson. Here's Harmajason. Thundering one in, but the goalkeeper falls on it and makes the save on the hour mark. We're doing fairly well here with 10 men, I would say. We do look relatively comfortable as Snyder heads it clear to Medina. I tell you what, Medina's just keeping of possession has been superb. Winning it back, that pass there for Turpinson as Boughtonson gets free of the defender. This would wrap it up for us, surely, and maybe just waited a little bit too long. And it's gone behind for a corner. Turpinson to take. We've got Gisrasen at the near post. Instead, we decide to go into the goalkeeper's hands. Give them some praise. I'm absolutely terrified to take Medina off, if I'm honest. I wonder if we could take Jofferson off. And I really want to give him game time. That's the thing. All right, so what we'll do, we will take Jofferson off. We'll bring Arneson on to play on the right. Now, Medina is a decent finisher as well. So if we play him on the left, then it makes a little bit of sense for him to be sort of coming in at the back post, or even an inside forward. We'll go with an inverted winger. But yeah, he's a very, very potentially useful player. We've actually had some bids from Benfica and Portugal and Porto for him. So, you know, he is... Unpause the game. He is getting some attention from some of the bigger teams in Europe as well, which is good to see. Not that I want to sell him, but you know what I mean. It means that he's doing well, obviously. So 10 men, XG of almost 4. It's 2-0. We're in almost to stoppage time, 89th, about to tick into the 90th minute. So we should be fine here. But you always get a little bit nervous until it's done, don't you? Unison across for Gisrasen. Harmajasen. Medina in a little bit of space, but we decide against using him. We do now, and Medina has tricked everybody, including himself. There's the ball for Turpinson. Oh! I think the bar or the post is going to have a fracture in it after that effort. Gisrasen. Oh, that is a very harsh yellow. He looked to have won that cleanly to me, but I'm probably biased as well. We've got defending to do. And that is somewhat harmlessly over the bar. And we will go in to stoppage time. We will play through stoppage time, and we will win the quarterfinal of the Icelandic Cup 2-0 away from home. And it was a fairly decent performance, that one, wasn't it? With the exception of you, Mortensen, getting yourself sent off, you muppet. So the Gags through another round, and we will face... it looked fair enough, didn't it? Yeah, it did look fair enough, so we will do that. We won't appeal, and you can pay a fine. And yeah, Medina did well again. He just keeps looking good, doesn't he, every time we see him out there. Olofsson, the Icelandic boss, is looking at a few of our players again, and yeah, no upsets as of yet. We don't know who the semi-finals against. I will let you know once I know, obviously, but we have a game against Vikingur coming up in the league. It's a home game. It could be a big crowd, and we will be playing Rafferson up front. See you soon. Okay, welcome back. We have a top of the table clash. We are currently 7 points clear, so even if we lose, it's still fairly comfortable. But one thing I did want to do while we are having a league game is just try and show you, because I keep saying that, you know, the league is kind of improving, but there's no really evidence of that in Europe. But I want to show you what I mean. If we go and have a look here at team... I've got to remember what it is now. It's this one, I think, isn't it? This is it here. So what I want to show you is attendances. So you can see we are top. We have, yeah, we've sold 97% of our seats. You know, we are obviously doing okay. But Vela, 8,500. Fiona, anyway, you know, they're over 7,000. FH is over 5. So you've got a few teams there. Now, obviously, it depends on what they're charging for tickets, but that is attendances, average attendances, that should be able to sustain a decent team. And then you drop down a little bit, but there are you know, teams that have, I think Vikingur have a new stadium. You can see there 100% of attendances, and I think they have new stadiums to come. Lots and lots of sellouts. So there is evidence that everything is slowly moving forward. I mean, it's going to take some time, obviously. It's not going to happen right away, but I think we're, you know, looking at this, even, you know, these are the 3 that we want to be in Europe then, aren't they? Because they got the bigger attendances, so therefore we'll be able to generate more income, and European money will only help with that. But yeah, we're not, when it comes to attendances, we're not in a completely league of our own. There are other teams that are doing quite well on that front. So yeah, as I said, the league, it is moving forward, just that it's not moving forward in a professional sense right now. So I hope that makes sense and you can kind of see what I mean. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Vikingur have a new stadium that's coming, facilities. So yeah, they have an 11,000 seat stadium coming at the end of this season. So they're going to hopefully be another one that goes right up in terms of the attendances as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens, obviously, but it is slowly getting there. It just needs to get there a little bit quicker for us, doesn't it? So this is the team we're sending out for top of the table. It is Puol in goal. It is Giacchini, Daphna, Degen, and Volpez, Jonsson, Rayul, Bakali, Kosh, Beyonce, and Rafferson. He's already got 1 goal this season. Let's see if he can get some more. All right, so we can see the team sheets here. Bjornsson may have been one of ours at one point. I don't think that's the same in Gayson that we used to have. But yeah, I don't recognize anybody else. Is that our... right back we used to have. He might have been out at one point as well. It gets a little bit difficult to tell the names apart, if I'm honest. So let's just go out there, relax. Things will happen for us. You can see Beyonce's unsure. He's a little bit unhappy. He's not been allowed to leave. The other ones that are unhappy right now is Julison. And there's somebody else as well. I can't think who it is. Yeah, it's gone. But anyway, home game. Let's see if we can obviously have the second game that is over 10,000. Or maybe we have already had that. But anyway, if we can average over 10,000 people to home games domestically, that's going to be great. And obviously we can see there we've got our new stand that will be with us. I think it's finished in August, so it'll be towards the end of the domestic season, but obviously in time for Europe, which will be very, very nice indeed. We obviously are not playing, I've said obviously about 4 times in the last minute, but we're not playing Kruzliak in goal after he kicked up a stink doing that last time. I'm a little bit cautious of actually sticking another outfield player in goal, just because I don't want to cause problems. Here we go with Beyonce. Beyonce's in. Rafferson's in the middle. Oh, we don't think he squared it to him. And Kosh's flick on doesn't find it there either. So there we go. That's a promising start as we win it back and go again. As there's a good ball. Kosh, can he find Rafferson? He's just looking a little bit lost. He's got the ball now. Lays it off for Raul. And Rafferson almost had himself an assist. There would have been much more down to Raul's shot than his setup play, but still. Excellent vision by our goalkeeper. Let's keep encouraging. Beyonce is looking nervous. We don't really... Oh, Milosevic might be the other one who's unhappy. Perhaps. I genuinely can't remember, but that might be who it is. As Volpez should have that. No, he's being done, which isn't great. And Puyol is there to save the day for us. Let's maybe give it a demand more. We've not looked particularly great here, even with a goalkeeper up front. So it is 0-0 at half-time. It's not been a goal fest this episode, has it? So we're going to say we're not happy with that. It's demotivated. We've got apprehensive players. So it's not been a man management masterclass, this one, has it? But that's okay. Let's give them some encouragement. And here we go. I wonder if what we might want to do is lower the tempo down a little bit as Kosh wins it back for Raul. Bakali's getting forward, as is Beyonce. Rafferson is in the middle. You can kind of tell they don't want to pass it to him. As, yeah, that... All right, let's try lowering down this tempo. And we will try trapping them... No, we won't trap them outside. I had that right. Here we go. Beyonce over a free kick. Into the middle. It's a penalty. It is a penalty. And if I can get that in time, it'll be Rafferson to take. Where are you, mate? Rafferson to take. He has a 100% record from the spot. A little bit more pressure on this one, though, as it is currently 0-0 at the top of the table clash. Rafferson, can he get a second of the season? No! And that, in hindsight, might be a mistake. But it's not going to make much difference to the league, let's be honest. Let's encourage them. Beyonce, do we take him off? What can we do here? All right, they've changed their formation a little bit. Let's go and stick Bakali further forward. Let's go and stick Johnson even further forward. And see if that makes any difference to us. Beyonce over a free kick. It's into a good area. Daphne's there, but he can't find the target. And we've got Beyonce now. Again, whipping a corner in. Again, Daphne can't quite get there. Beyonce, is he going to do it all himself? He tries. The goalkeeper's equal to it. They get it forward quickly. But that is just giving the ball back to us, really. All right, let's make some late changes here because it's not quite working out as planned. I think we need a second man up top, if I'm honest. Which I didn't really... Oh, no, I do. I have Seema on the bench, who's looking nervous as well. So, let us go and take off Jonsson. We'll go and stick Seema up top. And let's see how that works out for us. They've got a lot of players back, so I don't think we need necessarily a holding midfielder. Maybe putting a little bit of pressure on them up front might be the way to getting the mistake here. Here we go with Beyonce. Rafferson's actually unmarked. Rafferson with the header! Oh, it's a stunning header! Josefur Rafferson has done it, and what a way to do it as well. It is an absolute stunning header. It's textbook. There is not a footballer in the world that would not be proud of that. That is stunning from our goalkeeper. Magnificent stuff. And Rafferson has his second of the season. And it is in a huge game, late on as well, in a top-of-the-table clash. Josefur Rafferson, take a bow, mate. That is sensational. 1-0, we've won it. And it is down to the goalkeeper. Missed a penalty, sure, but what a header. So there we go. We go further clear now. Breeder Blink going to second place. And Josefur Rafferson, 86th minute, has only gone and won it for us. So there we go. We secure a victory at the Grindavik Stadium. Puwal is going to get a pay rise. That is absolutely fine. 58 unbeaten in the league we are now. But guys, that will do it for today. If you have enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Just over the 10,000 for the attendance, so that's good. We will be back next time. Europe will begin. Enough of these preliminaries. It is time for European football. It'll be either Ludogorets or Riga. Now, the first leg in Bulgaria finished 1-1. So we might, I thought we'd get Ludogorets. We might find ourselves getting a surprise matchup against Riga. Either way, let's hope we can win it. But Ludogorets tend to have some good young players. So it might be better for us all if we can just face Riga in that one. But anyway, that's all for next time, guys. If you've enjoyed it, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. And yeah, financial fair play seems to be under control for now. Take care.